Hey, what up? It's your boy Bankhead, Str8OutDaTrunk. We here, real 92.3 right now. Got my girl Nate Passion.
Hey.
That guy Monty. We got a special guest for you today. We got Young California. You hear her every day on the radio. She broke many of the records y'all get turned to in the club. We got Young California's own DJ Carisma.
Hey, Carisma.
Oh, I see. Let's start off with you breaking records. You started off breaking records by New Boys. Can you explain how did you meet up with New Boys and everything?
Shoot, this was the MySpace days, so I reached out through MySpace. That's how I hit Ben J up, and that's how I got a hold of him. So, and then just talked to them. I was like, yo, I really want to, E-Man at the time, he was my boss, and I was like, I really want to introduce y'all to him, because he didn't really know what I could do. So, and basically we had this big basketball game, and he had this really big artist perform, and the reaction was cool. And then he's like, all right, Chris, I'll give you one chance. I'm going to let you let these kids perform, and you show me what it is. I'm like, all right. It was at Westminster High School in Orange County. Huge high school gym with both sides full. I throw on You're a Jerk. They came out. The whole gymnasium just left the seats and just swarmed the basketball floor, and everyone just started jerking.
Hey.
And I remember my boss just looks at me and goes, all right. And that actually got me my shot. That's how I ended up on the radio. After that, he's like, I'm going to give you a chance on the radio, see what you can do, and it was history.
So who was you started with New Boys? That was like your big break.
That was the first big one.
Who was the next big break?
Tooted and Booted for sure, YG,
nice.
Thai and Mustard. That was like the next big record that I really fought for and went hard for. And then after that, it just started happening. Cat Daddy, Teach Me How to Dougie. And then it went into like the John Hart's Who Booty. Then T-Fly. And then, it just kept going and going.
Yeah.
RJ. And
so you said you were on the street team.
Yeah.
How did you even get that opportunity?
Man, I got a lot of rejections for a lot of years. I used to get little cards. The radio stations back in the day sent cards. Sorry, not hiring. I kept all those throughout the years, and then finally they created this funk station in LA called Movin', and it was next door to, KPWR, and I got hired there on the street team, and I just did my thing, and they took me over to the Power Street team, and that's how I got started.
Wow.
That's dope. Do you realize that you have the power to potentially change someone's life?
Yeah. Sometimes, to an extent, I'm a piece of the puzzle, you know what I mean? Definitely I realize what my part is and what my role is. I definitely understand it.
That's dope. Do you get more joy out of breaking artists or just being a dope DJ?
I love it all. There's different sides to a DJ, so I love it all. Seeing YG now and Ty now, it's just dope. I love it so much, you know what I mean? And also I love DJing. I just love what I do.
Since you love DJing, what made you fall in love with DJ? What made you make turntable? What made you want to get into it?
What made you even touch a turntable?
What made you want to start scratching?
High school, that's when the only way you could hear new music was radio. So I was really a radio head. Even when I was a little kid, I'd sleep with the radio under my pillow, waiting for certain jocks to come on so I could hear it. And I was like, man, I want to do this, And then high school, all the boys would be DJing, and they would be haters, and they would never let me DJ or nothing.
Right.
So I saved up all my money, went and bought a used system, crates. This was back when records only, wasn't no computer, so started with my crates and just fell in love with it. Every weekend spent all my bread on record shopping, and just kept going. I just kept falling in love with it more and more, so I just kept it going. My friends thought I was crazy.
That's dedication and passion. That's something that you wanted to do, so
you were self-taught?
Yeah, definitely.
You just picked up a turntable and
definitely throughout the years I had a couple homies that were always down, and shout out to all of them that know who they are. They were willing to teach me things here and there and help me grow.
That's dope that you're a self-taught DJ, but you still have homies that would be like, I'll show you these little tools to make you better.
Yo, Carisma, that was whack. Do that again. They used to tell me stuff like that.
I love homies like that.
Kept it real with me.
Yeah, those are real homies.
Made me better, so shout out to all of them.
You ever DJ your high school parties and stuff like that?
Definitely. I DJ'd everything from high school parties to bar mitzvahs to weddings to sweet 16s, quinceañeras. You name it, I've done it. I've DJ'd on washers and dryers, upside down trash cans.
Damn.
You name it, we've done it.
High school parties, club parties, those are the funnest when you get shut down. You got to pack up real quick.
What was the first nightclub you ever DJ'd at?
Oh my God. Crazy thing, I opened up, I don't know if you guys grew up in LA, but there used to be a girl on the radio named Gigi Sweets. She was like the DJ back in the 90s on 92.3 The Beat. And I opened up for her at the D Club out in Azusa, my very first radio gig, my first club gig ever. And then after that, I'm from Orange County, so I started doing Shark Club residency every Thursday. And they would book artists, so like that's how I started my artist connections too, early before I was even radio.
Right.
So.
Monty,
Okay.
your next question.
Well, I want to know, before you were a DJ, because you said you stacked up all your bread, what were you doing before you were a DJ?
I was just a little hustler. Like, I worked, like, I'd always have 2 or 3 jobs. I never had one job. I sold shoes for the first 8 years since I was 15.
So you're a sneakerhead?
It's total sneakerhead.
Okay.
You all
I sold
Jordans?
kicks. Man, I had this was when the kicks were, like, first coming out too. All the Iversons, all the Jordans. I had everything.
Iverson.
The Air Max 95s, the original ones, all every color.
Speaking of Jordans, I noticed on your website you have you're promoting, there's a banner of some Jordans. So what's that about?
We did a promotion together. Young California, Amen. We had a big event up in the Bay Area. Had Sage Gemini perform, and we released the what are they called? The 13s?
The 13s?
The cat eye, something like that.
They're dope. Whatever they're called, they were dope. I saw them. And then you also have Pink Dolphin on there.
Yeah, it's all about, branding and cross-branding and networking, and the more you go along, everyone wants to make money together, so you find out ways you can work with each other, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's dope. I was going through your YouTube channel. Whatever happened to the Blue Room, where you used to have, like, artists come and do freestyles and stuff?
It's just hard. Like, I don't know. Like, things just change, Like,
Yeah.
I used to do internet radio heavy. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, I did the Cookie Jar and Fresh Out the Box.
Yeah, we going like, what happened to all those things?
It just things evolved. Like, and now I'm actually on radio every day now. At that time, I was only on air at Power 106 once a week in the middle of the nights. You know what I mean?
So you're finding other stuff to do with your
I
time.
was just hustling and out there, and so that's.
So you're on Power 106. You're on 92.3.
Yeah.
Was on Power 106.
Yeah. Now I'm on 92.3. They just officially, a dream come true, they named me the music director of the radio station. So I'm now the music director of the radio station. I'm juiced.
What is that?
What is that?
Hey, what the hell? What
is that?
Basically, that's like a big position that's really, really hard to get because it don't open up too often. So.
And you're a woman.
And I'm a woman, and I'm Latina, so,
and
I'm young, so it's just crazy.
What exactly is a music director? I'm self-explanatory, but
I'm in control of the music basically, and they ever since I came over here, they've just embraced me so much, and they see that I really am in tune with what Southern California is used to as far as music goes. So I'm just really, they hired me now. I'm just putting my input and slowly showing them I really know what I'm talking about, and everything you hear, that's all me. So. Even from when the DJs aren't on to the programming of the station, that's what I'm doing now.
That's dope. Can you talk about what the process is to getting a song on the radio? Because a lot of people don't know it takes like a song like 3 to 4 months to get to the radio.
Oh, it takes time. Tooted and Booted took me a year to break.
Yeah.
A full year, and another one that took me a year was Gas Pedal, Sage Gemini. It took an entire calendar year. I'll never forget that. So it's just work. You got to work hard, especially if you're a newer artist. You got to also brand who you are. And that's why there's so many slots on the radio. When you think of radio, people are only listening for 15 to 30 minutes tops.
Right.
You know what I mean? In traffic. So after you tune out and the next person gets in, guess what? You just heard both, but damn, they really want to hear both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's a little different. So you only got so many slots. And for you to even get a look, you better like be popping in the streets or have some kind of something to back it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's been times that we played songs on the radio and the artist wasn't prepared for it and they didn't know how to follow up and nothing happens,
Yeah. That's a huge thing that a lot of artists don't know how to capitalize off of that opportunity.
Right.
Do you have any like advice for artists to how to go about capitalizing off of their record being playing on the radio?
Oh man, go ham, make videos, take it full advantage of social media, and just keep it going. Like, take that and go to smaller markets, especially if you get played on a station this major, or focus on smaller markets first and work your way up, get your spins, have a story to tell when you do come to the number 1, number 2 markets, you know what I mean? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of groundwork. It's a lot of work. Definitely.
You also broke. I went to high school with Tinashe.
Yay!
You broke. How did that come about?
I've known Tinashe since I was like 16.
Yeah.
Because of the New Boys. I met them through Legacy, and I've just known her ever since, and I've always been a fan. Even her old mixtapes, I was a fan.
Grinding.
I've always been a fan, and I'm like, man, there's something special about this girl. But I remember the first day she goes, Carisma, I want to show you this record, 2 On. I was like, oh my God, you got one. There's just songs that just get you, and you're like, that is a hit. Like, because everything she else would do was like real R&B.
Right, girly.
You know, and that, it took off. I played it, I remember, on the Knew It Too, and it just went crazy. Proud of her. She's killing right now.
So you really are. You're the one who put that out for the world to hear.
Right. First.
Radio.
Yeah.
Live.
Right.
That's wild.
She break records.
You break records. So you broke. Okay, so you broke Guy. You said you broke Sage the Gemini.
Sage the Gemini.
YG.
YG. Ty. Even like Mustard was a part of it. Like Breaking Tootin' and Buddha was for, basically.
Yeah, they're all from the
all
same
three of them. Yeah. So. I mean,
that's crazy though.
There's a bunch that we had our hands in helping, like OT, like everybody. Like we had our hands in pretty much everybody. So even Bryson Tiller, I was the first one to play Don't.
Hey,
like a lot of people don't know that, but I was the first one to play Don't. Like,
and that's a slower song.
Yeah, because I had a night show, so I was able to play like. Sneak one in here and there.
Yeah.
No, but I'm a big R&B head, so like all the guys would be like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Man, you tripping R&B." Like I love R&B, so I'm not afraid to slow music.
Kevin Nash will love you.
You know how I told you earlier? I used to sleep with my radio owner. That's who I would wait for every night to come on. Was Kevin Nash.
Wow, he's
couldn't wait to listen. Every night.
He's the CEO, president of Accelerator Radio, where we.
I actually interviewed him on the phone when I was younger in high school. I called and did a little phone interview with him.
Hey, that's
crazy.
He gets little deep voice, yeah.
So
I was juiced.
Who inspired you or inspires you to this day? Like, what was your biggest inspiration?
Anyone who really just hustles and does it, man. Like, of course, my mom was a hustler. Like, she never called in sick to work ever. Ever. Like, I can't remember her calling in sick to work.
Like, why you at home?
Yeah.
Like, I think my mom really, and she was not only did she work, but she was also a Hawaiian dancer. And when I was real little, I used to run the shows like, aloha, welcome everybody. They're gonna perform. And I used to hook up all the speakers for my mom at little weddings and things like that.
Wow.
So she really influenced me, yeah.
That's dope.
And like, of course, like Erykah Badu, Jazzy Jeff, all the great LA DJs, Beat Junkies, like, all that, Queen Latifah.
What DJ would you say your style is most like? Like you named off Jazzy Jeff and a couple other DJs.
Julio G.
Julio G?
Yeah.
What about your style is like his?
I just like, I don't know. I feel like he was that guy back then, and now it's me. Like I'm not necessarily a big scratch DJ. I'm a radio DJ. I know how to mix smooth. You know what I mean? I rock parties. And I go hard for where I'm from, and that's what he did. You know what I mean? I remember I met him once, and he's like, "Man, I'm so honored to meet you." I'm like, "What?" Like,
I'm honored to meet you.
Dude, you have no idea. Like, man, like I'm trying to be like you. Like, so definitely Julio G.
If he was in the club
and he's a badass DJ. I don't know if you ever seen him.
Nah, I've never heard.
If he was in the club and you had 3 DJs you could choose to like spend for the night for like the 3 sessions, who would those 3 DJs be?
Now?
Yeah.
Now or back then?
Both. Back then and
like,
now.
All time, like your personal, like I want to be in these clubs.
Jazzy Jeff. Oh my
That's
God.
one.
Have you ever seen him live? Whoa.
I've seen him live a few times.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's dope.
I only seen him on YouTube.
Jazzy Jeff is one of my favorites. I love watching Dre. My brother Dre Sinatra. He's one of my favorites. Eric Deluxe.
Okay.
Eric Deluxe or DJ Vice. Like those guys are amazing.
Okay.
Things they do live are amazing.
Let's go back to you breaking the artist though, because you have a really good ear for music, and your track record speaks for itself. Because it's one thing to break an artist. We see artists come and go like all the time, but the artists that you've broken, they've stood the test of time.
Yeah.
So what music? I mean, what do you look for in music?
Some of them have it, some of them haven't. You know what I mean? Like everyone's story is gonna be different.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just go with that feeling. Like I remember the first time I heard Usher, yeah. This is way before I even DJ'd. I'm like, oh my God, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this little feeling I get. You know what I mean? And It's
the same thing
a feeling I get.
I saw Trinidad James, like on World Star with
Gold,
All Gold.
Yeah.
I was like,
a hit record.
I was just faded.
First time
I was like, damn, this hit.
Very first day Bad and Bougie came out, I was DJing in Orange County and Trey Songz was with me. He's like, yo, play that Bad and Bougie. I didn't even download it yet.
Yeah.
Like, for the first moment you heard that, oh my God, that's a smash. There's just something about a song that you're like, that shit is crazy.
That's hot. It's about to go.
And you break artists, so you have this platform called Young California, and you have DJ Sinatra, DJ A-Man, which is from the Bay, and you. How did you and A-Man collab and get together?
Early in the jerkin movement, like I was doing it out here, he was doing the same thing. He was breaking like the Heartbreak Kids and stuff, HBK gang and everything. The new wave of the Bay. He was actually the big hyphy. He was really big during the hyphy movement. So we were both the street DJs, you know? And we were just, it's always been a divide between the Bay and LA. There's never been a connection, ever. If you look back through like hip-hop history, there's no connection. So, and then this was a time where there was no West Coast on the radio at all whatsoever. Like none. So we were like, something's got to change. So we were both in radio. He was at KML. We linked up. We just hit it off. You know, we just were on the same mental, same everything. And we're like, we gotta stick together and start really going for the coast. Help each other out. You play LA records. I'll play Bay records. And let's break these cats. And it worked. It just worked.
It's an empire.
Really,
that empire is broken. A lot of artists. Y'all give a lot of showcases for upcoming artists to even get to the next level of their careers. And as a person that's into music, I fucks with that totally. You feel me?
Yeah, we've done all kinds of things just to give artists an opportunity to get to a lot of them can't, like I always remember they used to tell me, you're the only one they can get to. Like, you need to stop being so accessible. Like, the rest of these guys are very hard to get to, and, like, we gave artists a chance. Like, all right, we're going to have a mixer in the Bay, in Fresno, and LA. If you're from any city and you're an artist, come to one of our mixers. You get to meet radio DJs. You get to shake hands with us. We get to hear your music. And it just, we did a lot of that kind of stuff. We did a lot of mixtapes, tons of mixtapes. It's crazy because, like, I ended up tagging I broke the Clyde Carson song too, Slow Down. I put my tag on it just on a mixtape, and it ended up being every DJ around the country used the tag version from the mixtape. Like, Drama was using it, like, big DJs were using the
tag version?
So we got credit for that song, and just, like,
and
they took it from a mixtape, and that ended up playing all over the country, went for Clyde, and all those steps. It was a lot of work. All those
Young
steps.
California, what was the hardest thing to overcome?
Industry people telling us,
like,
you know, because a lot of people don't like the West. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, it's crazy.
Really?
Like just industry people putting us down, and hip hop. So it's like two strikes against us. Like, first of all, you're vouching for hip hop. Second of all, you're vouching for West Coast hip hop. Two strikes against you, like, right off top. And that's how it really is. That's like a reality check. It's crazy. And like a lot of people are like, you ain't gonna make no money. First of all, this is how DJs in the industry think. The only way you're gonna make money is the EDM scene. The EDM scene. There is no money in hip hop. It's crazy. So like people would always tell us that and just try to shut us down. But thank God all the right people ended up believing in us and vouching for us, and we just slid right in there. And our brand went worldwide. Like within the first year, people were like Young Australia, Young Europe, Young London. It was insane. Like, it was nuts.
How did that feel though? Like inside?
We did it from the ground up. Like, can't nobody take nothing from us ever.
That's dope.
How does it feel being a What advice do you have for up and coming DJs?
Work really, really hard, and if you really want to do this, you got to be serious and you got to go hard.
What's your overall goal for Young California?
Become a record label and really, really break some artists. You know what I mean? So,
I could see that.
For sure. You already got the ear
I
for
already
it.
see that.
Yeah, so just figuring out the business side of everything. And just
How do you feel about the LA music scene right now? Like, who do you think is the best artist coming out of LA? Who's constantly evolving, constantly pushing the envelope?
The big dogs, the YGs, the Kendricks. Like, as far as new artists, I'm really hoping RJ comes with it. The Casey Veggies. I'm looking for that new guy. Who is he? That's what I'm really looking for right now, because I feel like everyone else is kind of like on a
Stanley fucking Vaughn.
on a standstill.
Yeah.
Like, the music just sounds the same. Like a Ty. Like, Ty is one of the most talented people ever. His sound evolves constantly. He's a true musician. So like, Ty Dolla $ign to me is like watch out. We don't know what he's about to do next.
Never.
Can't wait for the next album.
He's amazing, son. But let's
Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Yep. Hey, this is DJ Carisma. This is Straight Out the Trunk. This is Pop Out the Trunk. Yeah, we gonna edit that out.
Trunk.
Hey, bud. Hey, let's do it. Rise up, grind up, bless up, pray for somebody other than yourself. Yo,
Hey,
DJ
I like
Carisma.
that. I like that. Stay blessed. Hey.